January 6, 2009. Notice of change in time of this meeting was provided in the same manner, all on January 30th, 2009, and copies of the notices were made available to members of the general public.
Would clerk please call the roll?
Mayor Holden.
Here.
Ms. Bailey.
Here.
Mr. Elias is absent, excused. Mr. Connolly.
Here.
Mrs. Tsukamoto.
Here.
Dr. Esposito.
Here.
Mr. Denham.
Here.
I'd like to ask the council to take a look at the agenda. Is there any additions, deletions, corrections they'd like to make to the agenda?
It's a big list.
Okay, if not, we will proceed with the items of business. Police Department, please come forward. Chief Trevena. This is Department number 240 in your budget book, as well as we will be discussing 253 and 316.
Oh, I got it, John. Unless you've changed it.
More cuts. More safe. More safe.
Good evening, Mayor, Council.
Good evening.
I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to come here tonight and propose my 2009 budget for the Madison Police Department. I'm fully cognizant of the economic times facing both the national economy and what's going on here locally in Madison, and that was absolutely taken into consideration while preparing this budget. The present budget that we have proposed provides almost a 10% reduction in the sworn number of personnel in my department. With that reduction, there could be a cost savings in excess of $250,000 in salary and benefits. We hope to accomplish this reduction by replacing the sworn members of the police department with civilian dispatchers. In doing this, I'll be able to provide full coverage to ensure the safety of the community and to provide all other services that the police department presently provides to the community. In preparing this budget, my primary concern was the safety of the community. The secondary concern was to provide an appropriate level of services that I think the residents expect from the police department. Throughout this process, I've met numerous times with my council rep, Osprey Bailey, and also Mr. Cody. We met multiple times to go through line by line the budget and remove any fat or pork that may have existed. I believe that we've submitted a bare bone budget for the police department, and again, one that maintains our current level of services. I also have recommended to Mr. Cody and to Ms. Bailey that we defer promotions through 2009, and I'm in the process of making current key assignment changes within the structure of the police department to streamline reporting lines and condense the supervision of the department. I will not be asking for any capital improvement in 2009, and we're exploring several different avenues in an attempt to generate some revenue for the town. We met with Prosecutor DeMarzo to discuss the possibility of creation of some ordinances and other innovative ideas that we can somehow generate some funds for the borough. Other initiatives that we're looking at is we're going to take on monitoring of the Madison-Chatham joint meeting. We've looking into taking on the responsibility of monitoring the township alarms for Chatham Township. And down the road, we hope to be able to take on dispatching responsibilities for other communities as well. On a final note, I would like to just thank the mayor and the council and the citizens for having the persistence and the tenacity to see the conclusion of the public safety building. It's a pleasure to come to work in a state-of-the-art building every day. I can walk the halls of the complex daily and see nothing but smiles on my officers' faces. We're the model for New Jersey Department of Corrections and the Juvenile Justice Commission. And we're very proud of the facility and very happy to occupy a state-of-the-art facility that's going to provide us with our needs for many decades to come. And I'm available for questions.
And, well, Chief, I'd like to thank you for your looking ahead at what we're facing in the borough as well as the state and the nation, and some of your creative approaches. And I'll open it up to the council for any questions. I know Mrs. Tsukamoto, you have a question.
Yes, two questions. The first one is that you mentioned that a saving of $250,000. Is that a saving that we can realize this calendar year?
There's one retirement that will be taking place in April, another one in June, and from what I understand, the third one in December.
So the short answer is a portion of that savings will be achieved this year, and then every year thereafter. The other benefit, which John didn't allude to, is the civilian dispatchers are not under the police and fire pension system. That pension cost is significantly higher than public employee retirement system. Those individuals will also not become part of the PBA union. So in terms of negotiations, we would, collective bargaining, they would not have the right for arbitration, which is a difficult position for a municipality to be in. So in fact, we're reducing the level of PBA members at the cost of the dispatchers as reflected. Annual cost would be approximately $40,000. The officer positions that are leaving are in excess of $100,000 apiece, exclusive of their pension. So we are going to have a person trained specifically to be a dispatcher at 1/3 or more of the cost. We're going to have sworn personnel in uniform who are trained out on the street under the chief's direction where we want them to be, protecting the public. And we think we have a better opportunity moving forward with civilians to negotiate a fairer approach to salary increases that have an arbitrator impose a settlement on us.
It looks, dispatchers are being phased in, looks like mid-year for 2, and then
That's
one
correct.
at the very end of the year.
Chief Jericho and Lieutenant Troinello are in the
So
June,
as
July
they go off,
timeframe.
yeah.
Sergeant Jones, who just retired, is in the December timeframe. So as they go off uniform personnel, we're going to be converting those slots with the chief's authorization and concurrence to civilian dispatchers, but the goal is to get to a critical mass of civilian dispatchers to cover the entire shift for dispatching, and then to return back to uniform personnel at the chief's recommendation to a staffing level required to serve.
If you look at this memo that he just passed out, this reflects what he said and more. Number 8 indicates that he's going to have a savings of $26,400 because we're going to only get 2 vehicles this year rather than 3. He feels that he can do that and not jeopardize the safety and the security of the residents of Madison. The other thing we talked about too is using the
training center.
The training center, so that we would provide training for the region and be able to offset the costs of our people being trained, which would be a saving. So that's another, possible revenue generator too, with others coming to our facility to be trained.